Once again, good evening to you all and welcome to Charms Brigade. And today's our topic is class 8 mathematics, the rational numbers. Okay, rational numbers. So in your previous classes, you went through the natural numbers and whole numbers and integers. Is that clear? No? So the natural numbers are represented with what? Which letter? N. And the whole numbers are represented with W. And the integers are represented with Z. All the letters are capital letters only. Okay? And this rational number can be represented with what? It's Q. And we will learn the rational numbers and its properties also. Okay. So here we will go through the introduction and see here in mathematics normally we frequently find as equations. So we need to solve the equations and we need to find the solution of the equations. Suppose here we are saying one equation, x plus 2 is equal to 13. X plus 2 is equal to 13. So we need to solve this equation. And what should be the value of x? That is, we need to find. What should be the value of x? That is, we need to find. So we can find by how many methods? We can find by the substitution method, or we can find by this doing by making the solution, means taking this 2 into the outside, means right of that is equal sign. So we will get the x value also. Otherwise, we can substitute the in place of x. And we need to add with 2. So the summation will be 13. So in that way also we can do. But suppose if I add some, suppose if I substitute something here in place of x is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Suppose if I substitute, what happens? So 0 plus 2 is equal to 13? No, it's not possible. Again 1 plus 2 is equal to 13? No, like this we need to go up to where? In place of x we need to put 11. 11 plus 2 is equal to 13. Yes, 11 is the solution. Clear? In another way we can do, see here, x plus 2 is equal to 13 now. So x is equal to, I will put this 2 right side of the, this is equal to sign. So 13, here plus 2 is there, it will be as a minus 2. X is equal to 11. Yes? Is that right? So here we got that x is equal to 11. So and this x is equal to 11, this satisfies this equation. And we can say this as a solution. And this 11 is what? This is a natural number. Okay. This x is a what? This is a natural number. And suppose if you see another equation, that x plus 5 is equal to 5. X plus 5 is equal to 5. And if I find the value of x is equal to 5 minus 5. So the value of x is what? X is equal to 0. X is equal to 0 is nothing but it is a whole number. Why? Because in natural number we are not having 0, na? So in whole number we are having a 0. So this 0 gives a, means the solution is giving a whole number. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
And if you see another equation, if I see another equation, x plus 18 is equal to some 5. Okay, then what is the value of x here? X is equal to 5 minus 18. So x is equal to minus 13 only, because we are doing subtracting from less number to more high number, a larger number, smaller to larger. So here the larger number sign is a negative, na? So that is why we need to put here negative sign. So x is equal to minus 13. So here this minus 13 is what? It comes under what? Whether it is a natural number or whole number or integer. So it won't come under natural number and whole number. It comes under as a integer only. The reason is that in integers we are having positive numbers and negative numbers and 0 also. Clear na? In integers we are having a negative numbers, positive numbers and 0. Suppose here we are having another equation, 2x is equal to 13. Then what is the value of x? 2x is equal to 3. Then x is equal to 3 upon 2. 2 is multiplying here now. So if it comes right side of this is equal to sign, it will be divided. It will come as a division. So x is equal to 3 upon 2. So what is the value of x? 1.5. So what is this solution? This solution is comes under what? Is this a natural number, whole number or integer? Okay, this is in the decimal now. See, means before that we are having in 3 by 2, means we are having in the form of a p upon q. So this is in the fractional part only, no? So this is in the form of a fraction. Suppose we are having another equation here, 5x plus 7 is equal to 0. And if I do here, if I find the value of x, so 5x plus 7 is equal to 0. What is the value of x? 5x is equal to minus 7 and x is equal to minus 7 upon 5. Okay. So here x is equal to minus 7 upon 5. So this is also in the form of a p by q, means some fractional form. Fractional form means what? We are having a numerator and denominator. Okay, so means this leads to as a collection of a whole numbers. Okay, here rational number, sorry. So here 3 by 2 is a rational number, 7 minus 7 by 5 is also a rational number. So this won't comes under a whole number, natural number and integer. So now we understood the solution of any equation. The solution of any equation, it may be a whole number, a natural number and integer, and it may be a rational number also. Means the solution of any equation. The solution of any equation. Clear na? These are the possible solution for any equation. It may be a whole number, natural number, integer and rational number. Now we will learn the properties of a rational numbers. So before learning the properties of the rational numbers, we already learned the properties of natural numbers, whole numbers and integers in our previous classes. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
We learned. So what are the properties? What properties have we learned? We will learn the closure property, commutative, then associative property, then distributive property, then
Identity property.
yes, excellent. Yes, identity property. It may be additive or multiplicative. Clear? So now we will learn the properties of rational numbers in a closure. First we will start with the closure. So first we will just here we will revise with our whole numbers. We already learned in the whole numbers also, but now we will make some revision. Now the closure property of a whole numbers. So what closure property will tells actually? Suppose if I am having any number a, then if I add any number to this a, any whole number to this a, and I should get a whole number only. Clear? If I add any whole number now, so I should get a whole number. So that is a closure property. Suppose here you observe here, initially I am having a 0, I will add 0, 0 is a whole number, 0 plus 5, so I am getting here value is a 5, 5 is a whole number only na. And suppose here if I am having a number 4 and I will add this 7 number to this 4, then I will get what, how much, 11, 11 is also a whole number na. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So means here what I want to say is that suppose if I am having a number A, then I will add some B whole number to this A, then I will get some number C. This is also a whole number. If it is also a whole number, then we can say these whole numbers are closed under this addition. Clear? Then if I go for subtraction, in subtraction what happens, suppose if I am having a number 5 and if I subtract some any number from this 5, I subtracted 7, then what I will get? I will get minus 2. So this minus 2 is a whole number?
No, sir.
No, na. So after subtraction only I should, if I get a whole number na, then we can say that is a closed under subtraction also. But in this subtraction process, 5 minus 7 is a minus 2. So this is not a whole number. So we can say here whole numbers are not closure under subtraction. Understood what is the reason why subtraction is not closure for a whole number? And if you see for next we will go for the natural numbers. Then now this addition and subtraction is understood now?
Yes.
Okay, then we will go for the multiplication. So in multiplication, see here, suppose I am having a number initially some 0, then I will multiply with another number 3. So I got the number 0. So this is a whole number.
Sir.
And suppose if I am having a number 2 and I will multiply with 5. Okay, 2 is a whole number, 5 is a whole number. And my result is also a whole number. 10 is also a whole number. So we can say the whole numbers are closed under multiplication. This difference you observe now? This difference you observe now? Addition and subtraction and multiplication. Next, if I go for the division, suppose I need to divide with 5, division with 8. So what is the value here? 5 is a whole number, 8 is a whole number, but their division 5 by 8, how much value? Some 0.4 I will get here. No, not 0.4. 0.6, 0.62. Okay. So kindly mute now. I'm getting sound from one guy. So please mute. Everyone mute. When you talk now, at that time only please unmute and talk. Otherwise please muted. Everyone. Everyone please be mute. So here 5 by 8 is equal to 0.62, means here I am getting a decimal value. So this is not a whole number. So I can say here whole numbers are not closed under division also. So from this table what I can say or what I can infer from this table, so for whole numbers the closure property is satisfied for addition and multiplication. For subtraction and division this closure property is not holds. Okay, that we understood. Next we will go for the integers. Same in integers also. I need to check the closure property will hold for integers or not. So someone has joined here. So I need to check the integers, whether it holds the closure property in its addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. That we need to check now. So here here I am having a number some initially minus 6. Suppose if I add another number, so here minus 6 is an integer now, it is an integer, and if I add another number 5 is also an integer. So what is the output, what is the result? Result is a minus 1. So minus 1 is also an integer. So here what we can write is that integer plus integer is equal to, we will get an integer only. Then we can say these integers are closed under the addition. Is this clear? Now here see in this example, minus 7 plus minus 5 is an integer. What is the resultant? Is the minus 12. Minus 12 is an integer, no problem. So here 8 is an integer, 5 is also an integer. 8 plus 5 is how much? 13. 13 is also an integer. So we can say these integers are closed under addition. So in general what we can say, A and B are two numbers. A and B are two integer. Then for any integers, A plus B is also an integer. Then we can say these integers are closed. We can say these integers are closed under addition. Okay. Next, if I go for subtraction, yes.
Now we have added 8 plus 5 as well.
Yes.
Then we will get 13. 13 is also a whole number.
13 is also a whole number, but that here we are checking for only integers now. We are talking with respect to integers only. So 13 is an integer also, na?
Yes, sir.
So no problem. So when I talk about whole numbers, na, this addition property, then I can say this 13 is a natural number also. Okay. So now I am discussing properties on only integers. So here 13 is an integer. So means here 8 is a one integer, 5 is another integer. If I add two integers now, I am getting output, or I am getting the resultant 13 is also another integer only. So I can say these integers are closed under addition. Means suppose here in general we can say A is an integer and B is also an integer. If I add this A and B now, I will get some result here. This is also an integer. This also has to be an integer. But then only we can say these integers are closed under addition. Now we will check for the subtraction. In subtraction, 7 is one number and in one integer, and 5 is also another integer. Then if I do subtract for this 2, so I will get what? 2. This 2 is also another integer only, na? Okay. Next, if I make reverse, 5 minus 7, so I will get minus 2. Minus 2 is also an integer. Clear? So now what I can say? Integers are closed under subtraction. Is this right?
Yes, sir.
Why? Because if I take, in general, if I take A is a one integer and B is another integer, and if I do subtract these two integers, then the output, the answer is there, na? This answer is also has to be a integer only. Integer only. Then we can say integers are closed under subtraction. Till now, is this clear with you all?
Yes, sir.
The remaining students. The remaining students.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So here minus 6 is one integer and minus is another integer. Yes, minus 6 is an integer and minus 8 is an integer. If I do subtract these two integers, na, minus 6 minus half minus 8. So what I will get here? Minus 6 plus 8, na, minus into minus is plus. So minus 6 plus 8 is how much? 2. Okay, 2 is also an integer only.
Integer.
So we can say this subtraction under for integers, it is closed only. Now I will check for the multiplication. Now in multiplication also, a is one integer and b is also another integer, and if I do multiplication of these two integers, na, then the output, the answer will be there, na? The answer also has to be an integer only. Then I can say these integers are closed under multiplication. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So now the example is that 5 is an integer and 8 is another integer, and if I am doing the multiplication of these two integers. 5 8 is 40. 40 is also an integer only. So I can, and one more example. Minus 5 is one integer, 8 is another integer. Okay, and if I do multiplication of these two integers, now minus 5 and 8, so I will get what? 40 is also another integer only. Okay, so I can say here integers are closed under multiplications. Understood? Now we will check for the division. We will check for the division. So I am having a is an integer and b here wait. A is an integer, b is another integer, and if I do division of these two integers, now a division with b, so the answer will be there now. If this answer is an integer, if this answer is an integer, then I can say these integers are closed under division. But here what is happening here? 5 is an integer and 8 is another integer. Now I am making division of these two integers, so I am getting the output as some decimal only. So this decimal is not an integer, no? Is not an integer. So we can say these integers are not closed under division. Is this understood? This concept is clear, no? Everyone, I am asking everyone.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, we will check for the rational numbers. We will go with the rational numbers. Okay. So we know already the rational numbers are in the form of a p by q. Okay. And where p and q are the integers, and q is not equal to 0. So we know the rational numbers are in the form of a p by q, p upon q, and where q is not equal to 0. Okay, and we call this as this form as a rational number. So for the example of rational numbers are minus 2 by 3, 6 by 7 and 9 by minus. These are the sum of example. We can say 10 by 5 or 2 by 10, 3 by 6 or 6 by 3. These are all rational numbers. Okay. So now here and see here. Now we need to check whether these are the rational numbers or not. So suppose here so yes, now we need to check this closure property in addition, subtraction, multiplication and division for rational numbers. Till now we discussed for what? Integers, whole numbers.
Integers.
Integers and whole numbers also we discussed. this closure property in addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Okay. Now we need to make clear on rational numbers also. So in rational numbers we will check the closure property in addition first. So what we need to do, what we have to do, suppose I am having a rational numbers. A is one rational number. So A is means what? I can say this is a some P by Q form only. I am telling A is a rational number means this is in the form of a P by Q. That we need to understand. And again B is a another rational number. This is also in the form of a P by Q. And if I add these two A and B rational, if I add these two rational numbers A and B, I will get another rational number only. If I get another rational number, then we can say these rational numbers are closed under addition. Okay. Now we will check with the examples. So here in this textbook example, 3 by 5 is a one rational number and minus 5 by 7 is another rational number. Now I am making adding of these two rational number. So 3 by 8 plus minus 5 by 7. So how much I will get here? How much we will get here? Minus 19 by 56 I am getting here. Okay. So now minus 19 by 56 is a rational number or not?
Yes, sir.
So this is a rational number. Why? Because this is in the form of a P by Q.
P by Q form.
Yes. So we can say this is a rational numbers. Okay. Yes, Mr. Vijay. Mr. Vijay. Why you are not responding? Next. We will go with the another example. Here minus 3 by 4 is a one rational number and minus 4 by 5 is another rational number. Now I am adding these two rational numbers, minus 3 by 8 plus minus 4 by 5 means two rational numbers. You can say A, B. If I add these two now, so I am getting what? I will get here in denominator I will get 40, in numerator I will get minus 47. So is this a rational number? Yes, this is perfectly a rational number because this is in the form of a P by Q only. So I can say this is a rational number. So here 4 by 7 plus 6 by 11. 4 by 7 plus 6 by 11. So what is the LCM of this one? 77 plus 44 plus 42. You know how to find this LCM? How to find
Yes, sir.
this sum of these two rational numbers? We already learned in your previous classes. So 44 plus 42 is the 86 upon 77. So this is also in the form of a P by Q. So this is a rational number. Understood? So we can say this rational numbers are closed under addition. I can say now these rational numbers are closed under
Yes, sir.
addition. For any two rational numbers A and B, I took here example as 3 by 8 and minus 5 by 7, minus 3 by 8, minus 4 by 5, 4 by 7 and 6 by 11. Means for any two rational numbers A and B, the summation is also a rational number. So I can say these rational numbers are closed under addition. Okay. Now we will check for the subtraction whether these rational numbers are closed or not under subtraction. So here I took one minus 5 by 7 is a one rational number and 2 by 3 is another rational number. Now I am making subtraction of these two rational numbers. Okay. So minus 5 by 7 minus 2 by 3. So how much I will get here? So 7 3 ja 21 here. 3 5 ja minus 15. 7 2 ja minus 14. So here minus 15 minus 14. minus 29 upon 21. So this is in the form of a P by Q. So I can say this is a rational number. Is this right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, we'll go with another example. We'll go with another example. See here, 5 by 8 minus 4 by 5. 5 by 8 is a one rational number. 4 by 5 also is another rational number. I need to subtract these two rational number. Okay. So what I will get here? 8 5 is 40. 5 5 is 25 minus 8 4 is 20. So here I will get 5 by 40. I can write this as a 1 by 8 also. Okay. So is this a rational number or not?
Yes, sir.
This is a rational number.
Yes, sir.
Rational number. Why? Because this is in the form of a P by Q. Clear? So what I can say here, these rational numbers are also closed under subtraction. These rational numbers are closed under subtraction. So means in generalized way, I can say A and B are the two rational numbers. Then A minus B also a rational number only for any two rational numbers A and B. Now we need to check on multiplication. Now we did on addition and subtraction. Now we are going to do on multiplication. So in multiplication, if A is a one rational number and if I multiply with another rational number B, then this A multiply with B, this answer is this also has to be a rational number only. Then we can say these rational numbers are closed under multiplication. Is this right?
Yes, sir.
Now we will go with the examples. Minus 2 by 3 is a one rational number. 4 by 5 is a another rational number. Now I am making multiplication. You just see the sign. And now I am doing the multiplication of these two numbers. Minus 2 by 3 and 4 by 3. So I will get what? Minus 8 by 15. So minus 8 by 15 is a rational or not? Is a rational
Yes.
only. Why? Because this is in the form of a P by Q. Next, 3 by 7 is a one rational number. 2 by 5 is another rational number. Now I am making multiplication of these two rational numbers. So I will get what? 6 by 3 5, 35. So this is also another rational number only. So what I can say? The multiplication of any two rational number is nothing but the resultant is also a rational number only. So we can say the rational numbers are closed under multiplication also. Understood, Amma?
Yes, sir.
So here in generalized way we can say A and B are the two rational numbers. A multiply B, A into B is also another rational number only. Now we will check for the division. For division this property holds or not. We will check. So in division, suppose A is a one rational number, then B is a another rational number, then this A by B is also another rational number. If rational number, then we can say these rational numbers are closed under division also. Okay, see here we are having a two rational numbers, minus 5 by 3 and 2 by 5. These two are the rational number. Now I am making division of these two. Means here minus 5 by 3 division with 2 by 5. So what is the value of this one? So simple, how to calculate this division of two rational numbers? I am telling you all. Minus 5 by 3 just you write here and just multiply. Just you make reciprocal of this here. Reciprocal means 2 by 5 is there, no? Just make 5 by 2. 5 by 2. You just multiply. Minus 5, 5 5 is 25. 3 2 is 6. So 25 by minus 25 by 6. So here this is this minus 25 by 6 is another rational number only, na? Now if I do suppose a is a one rational number and I can divide with 0 also. Okay, why? Because 0 is also a rational number only, na? 0 is a rational number.
Yes, sir.
So now, can I do a division with 0? Means some number with 0, some number, some 2 by 0. So this is not a rational number. Why? Because this is not in the form of a p by q, and here q is not equal to 0. Here q is equal to 0. So that is why this is not a rational number. So we can say here these rational numbers are not closed under division. This we can say. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So here, yes, what about remaining students?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next here the rational numbers means we need to check whether these properties are closed under addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. For rational numbers, integers, whole numbers and natural numbers, we need to fill this blank. Shall I give this as a homework or we will try here? We will try here. For rational numbers, addition is closed, subtraction is closed, multiplication is also closed, no?
Yes.
But division is not closed. Okay. For integers, addition is closed, yes, and subtraction is closed. Multiplication is closed, yes, but division is not closed. Then for whole numbers, addition is closed and subtraction is also closed and multiplication is also closed. This division is no. Subtraction is closed. For whole numbers, no. Why? Because if I do subtraction, I may get minus numbers also. So minus is not comes under the whole numbers, na? So this is a no. Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Natural numbers. Now we will check for the natural numbers. Suppose in natural numbers whether it is closed or not under addition. Yes. In subtraction it is a no, true. And in multiplication, yes. And in division, no. Why? Because we will get in the decimals. Okay. We fill this one. Clear now. Next, we need to check for the commutativity. Then, same in commutativity also, we need to check for whole numbers, integers, and rational numbers. Okay. Next, we will check for the associativity. Then, distributivity. We need to check. Yes, we need till associativity is in your book, and we can check distributivity also. Okay, so commutativity will you solve in your as a homework? Now tell me what is a commutative property, please. What is a commutative property? Commutativity means what? Commutative means what? Means is nothing but suppose suppose if you discuss with the whole numbers, na, a is a whole number and b is also another whole number. Then if I add this a and b, okay, I will get another number, and if I do addition of b and a, and I will get this number, another number. So these two number has to be equal. Then we can say whole numbers are commutativity under addition. Okay. In subtraction, a minus b is equal to b minus a. In multiplication, a multiply b is equal to b multiply with a. And in division, a divide with b is equal to b division with a. This has to satisfy. In addition, a plus b is equal to b plus a. This has to be satisfied. In subtraction, a minus b is equal to b minus a. And in multiplication, A multiply with B is equal to B multiply with A. In division, A divided with B is equal to B divided with A. Then we can say these are the means commutativity under addition and subtraction, multiplication, subtraction and division. So this is the thing for the commutativity. So first, have you understood what is a commutative property?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
what is a commutative property? Commutative property is nothing but what? If we are having any two numbers, now suppose if I go for the integers, now what you will say? A and B are the two integers. Now A comma B are two integers. Now I need to add these two integers A and B. So I will get one result now. And again I will do addition of B and A. I will get another result. This two result has to be the same only. Then we can say this is a commutative in integers also. For addition, in here also we are having addition, subtraction, multiplication and division also. Okay. So shall we discuss or shall I stop here? I will stop here and we will discuss in the next class. Thank you.